Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Chat and More Part 2. This is a live stream, as you can tell. Do you believe? Do you believe? What do you believe in? Do you believe in the paranormal? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in UFOs? Extraterrestrial life? I did try, as some of you may know, to do this live stream about 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago. The live chat was not open for some reason. It should be now. It should be now. The live chat is open. And just to make sure, I'm going to try it again. I'm just going to say hi. And yeah, hopefully you guys can chat in the live chat and we can talk about the paranormal. We can talk about spooky stuff. Thank you. Quincy Bittles is a hero. Quincy, you are a hero. Good evening, movie chat and more. Good evening, Quincy the hero. The live chat is open. It is open. We are up and running. And good evening to you too, Quincy Bittles, the legend. Thank you very much for joining me. Should I say for joining us? Quincy Bittles says, good to see you, man. Good to see you, the legend. It's been a while. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Been better, been worse. Yeah, been better, been worse. How are you, Quincy? How are you? Oh, and I always ask this, but how's the stream? I know the stream is probably not going to be perfect, but is it watchable? Can you hear me? Can you see me? How's the stream, guys? Oh, pardon me. Yep, on the Budweiser tonight. They're not paying me for this. Quincy Biddle says, I'm doing good. Good to hear. I do believe in Bigfoot. It's very interesting to think there are things out there that we haven't discovered yet. Quincy Bittles follows up with audio and visual are good for me. Fantastic. Fantastic, Quincy. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, with Bigfoot, yeah, I really would like to believe in Bigfoot, Sasquatch. The only thing that makes me wonder sometimes that maybe this doesn't exist anymore, because I'm sure at some point in time they did, but or maybe they never did. We never found any skeletons. We never found the bones, the literal bones of Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Then they've never, as far as I know, They've never been found. So even though I would love to believe in Bigfoot and Sasquatch and whatever they're called all over the globe, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. You must be drunk. The screen is blurred. Yeah, well, this screen is always blurred. You know that. Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. Is that your new avatar? Is that your new avatar, if you don't mind me asking? I haven't seen that yet. Quincy Bill says, I do not drink, but it looks relatively fine to me. Quincy Bill says, I also do believe in ghosts. In ghosts, yeah. I also do believe in ghosts as well, though I myself have never seen one. Well, I mean, I have never seen a Sasquatch. I've never seen a Bigfoot, you know. But I, I I'm gonna make this really easy when it comes to ghosts. I believe in ghosts as much as I believe I'm holding a green cloth in my hand. That's how much I believe in ghosts. An afterlife. Oh, it's real, man. It's real. It's real. Something has to carry on. Something has to. I don't believe we just die and that's it. I do think something has to carry on. On what kind of spiritual plane that would be, I don't know. Is it heaven? Is it hell? I don't know. I don't know. But yes, I mean, ghosts to me, um, spirits, even demons. Demons, as you may or may not know, demons is a demon is not something that has, a demon is simply something that has never walked the earth in human form. That's all a demon really is. And they can be very tricky to get rid of. If you have a demon in your house, they can be very tricky to get rid of. Quincy Bill says, have you ever had a paranormal experience? Only once, but only once. And it was not a human being. It was a ghost of a dog. A ghost of a dog. Because I remember the front door was being painted, and I was sitting right here in this chair, Uh, and I remember it. I was like 15, 14, 15, 16, something. I was a teenager. And I remember the front door was being painted, and I saw a dog run up the stairs. The door was open. Obviously, the door was open because the door was being painted. And a dog ran up the stairs. Right next to the front door, we have the stairs. And the dog ran up the stairs. And I was freaked out. Like I said, I was very young. And I remember grabbing uh, a basket of treats. You know, I mean, we didn't have a dog, a pet at the time. So I grabbed some biscuits and cookies and something that would entice a dog. It's like, hey boy, hey boy, hey girl, hey girl. That's what I did. Uh, so I crept. Doop, 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 doop. I crept up the stairs, throwing out these little treats, little cookies, little biscuits, and the dog, which definitely ran up the stairs, disappeared, vanished. There was no dog. So that that's my yeah. I mean, that's the closest I've come to a paranormal experience. When it comes to when it comes to anything, I mean, I would it would be that dog. That dog ran up the stairs, but it never came back down. So yeah, that's my paranormal experience. I mean, yeah. Quincy Beetle says, yeah, wow, that is wild. I do believe that animals can have ghosts too, like the one you saw. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. Definitely. Without a doubt. This dog ran up the stairs and stayed there. That's all I can say. I mean, yeah, it never came back down. Quincy Beetle says, were you scared or more shocked? Neither. I was confused. I was I wasn't scared, I wasn't shocked, I was confused. You got to remember, I mean, I was like I say, I was like 15, 16, something, and I was very, very confused because I saw a dog while the our front door was being painted run up the stairs, and there was me throwing cookies and biscuits and whatever to entice this dog back down the stairs and out the front door. It never happened. There was no dog in the house. Uh, no dog that is alive. So yeah, I mean, I was not shocked. I wasn't scared because I just thought it was a dog. Yeah. A conspiracy trifecta has joined the chat. Welcome. Conspiracy trifecta says, I believe in spirits. Okay, yeah, I mean, same here. What kind of spirits do you believe in, trifecta? Do you believe in well, there's so many. There's so many good spirits, bad spirits, demons, poltergeists. There's so many. There's so many. Trifecta. Uh, what kind of spirits do you believe in? And don't say vodka and don't say whiskey. Quincy Biddle says someone would have thought you were loony. Yep, someone thought. Yep, you were loony for throwing treats to an imaginary dog. I did. After it happened, I was like, "What the?" I was, and remember this. Remember, you gotta remember this. I was the one who had to go back up those stairs into the landing and pick up all of those uneaten treats. You know, I had to go back, pick up all the cookies, pick up, all the biscuits, and pick them all up and throw them away. So, yeah, I had to go and do that. I could. How could you? How could you just leave steps and stairs and full of uneaten treats? You know. I just want to say thank you for bearing with me tonight. I tried to go live earlier on. It didn't quite work out, but now we are live. Quincy Bill says, what are your thoughts on aliens and UFOs? I love the the alien picture. Well, like I said about ghosts, when it comes to aliens and UFOs, they are just as real as this green, blue cloth is. I do believe. I mean, I'm 41 now, and I've been watching UFO footage for a very, very long time. Some, it's like, oh, come on, man. It's so fake. Some look okay. Some of the footage I've seen, you would have to be Steven fucking Spielberg to to put that on screen. And so, to me, I've always said the same thing, and I will always stand by it. To believe that we are the only ones in this huge, unimaginable universe, we're the only ones. Nah, no way. There's absolutely no way in this. You can't even begin to imagine how big this is. We're the only ones. So, to answer your question, Quincy, I believe that we have been visited already, and I do believe it's happening all the time. But if I'm not saying you are, I'm not saying you are, but if you're talking, maybe you could be thinking about a confrontation between us and them up there. Even highly trained scientists have said if there was a confrontation between us and them, we wouldn't come out looking too good. And I totally believe that. I totally believe that because their technology must be better than ours. Far more advanced than ours. We can't travel from galaxy. Oh, well, I guess, we can travel, but not as far as they can. So if a confrontation was to happen, I do agree with the scientists that we would come out not looking good. Quincy Whittle says, yes, those are my feelings too. There you go. So we agree on that. We agree on that. Trifecta, I'm not sure if you're still here, but if you are, make your presence known and don't mess around with an Ouija board. It's like I've said for a long time on my other channel, Movie Chat More Part 2. When you have somebody like the conspiracy trifecta as a moderator, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. So if you're watching this back trifecta, or if you're still watching live, then thank you. Thank you. I mean, there's a lot of shit that we don't know. I mean, how many cryptids do you believe in? I mean, do you believe in werewolves, vampires, Loch Ness monster? That's a cryptid, by and large. Quincy Whittle says you are a very enjoyable host. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Thank you, Quincy. I've seen you here before. I remember. I remember you being here before. I can't remember what the stream was. I remember you being here before, and yeah, in my in my humble opinion, you are a great asset to any channel. Especially a channel like this, which is like Movie Chat and More Part 2. So movie chat and more. So the and more is now. And yeah, I mean, and more movie chat and more part 2. Yeah, I mean, we could go to movies. Of course we can. Of course we can. Some people would be more comfortable talking about cryptids like vampires and werewolves and yeah, um, after the fact. And if you guys are watching after the fact, thank you very much. Leave your comments down below in the comment section. Tell me what you believe in. I mean, we've all, if you clicked onto this video, we've all heard stories, especially, I mean, werewolves. I mean, this, that's one of my werewolf tattoos, and the other one is that one. Apparently, that means this one there. Apparently, savage werewolf. Quincy Bell says, "Do you anywhere near the site of the Loch Ness monster?" Oh, do I live anywhere near the? No, no. I live in England. I live in England, and that's obviously in Scotland. The Loch Ness, the Loch. I would love to believe that. I would love to believe the Loch. Quincy Bill says, "Sorry, yes, live." So that's okay. I would love to believe the Loch Ness monster is real. I just sometimes think maybe at some point there was a Loch Ness monster, but now, uh, mm, mm, but you never know. You never know, and that's what this video is all about. I'm asking you guys, and I appreciate, what do you think? Because what do I think? That's great. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Uh, yeah. Quincy Bill says, yeah, she would have to be pretty old at this point. LOL. Yeah, pretty old. I mean, I don't know. I used to know. I used to know when the the first ever reports of a monster in the Loch. The Loch Ness monster was founded, reported. I don't remember anymore. It was a long, long time ago. But I would love to believe in the Loch Ness monster. I really would. But at the moment, do I believe there is a monster at Loch Ness alive? No, no, I don't. I don't believe it. But was there ever one? There could have been. There could have been. There could have been. I believe in Budweiser. Hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, kind of. Oh no, wait, let's see. Quincy Bill says those are cool werewolf tattoos. Thank you very much, Quincy. I appreciate that. Uh, do you have any favorite werewolf movies? Oh, yes, I do. I do. Uh, the quintessential werewolf movie, American Werewolf in London. Uh, Probably my favorite werewolf movie, and probably the best werewolf movie ever made. Um, there's quite a few. Um, there was there was one from the 1970s, a British movie called "The Beast Must Die." I know recently there's something that's come out called "The Beast Must Die," but this is the 1970s movie with Peter Cushing. The Beast Must Die. And yes, the werewolf looks stupid, the werewolf looks silly, but it's more. I love that movie. It's more of the detective story. You got to figure out who the werewolf is. And trust me, in that movie, The Beast Must Die, there is a werewolf. Um, a few more werewolf movies I like. Uh, where it had the young lady from Final Destination, AJ Cook, Final Destination 2. AJ Cook was in Where. That's a different take on a werewolf movie, but it's a cool movie. Where, WER, Where. Uh, How, HOWL, How. That's a great werewolf. It's a good werewolf. It's not a great werewolf movie, but it's a good werewolf movie. And we uh, cursed, cursed is another one of my favorites. Um, uh, Christina Ricci, I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Christina Ricci was in Cursed, even though that movie uh, is buried by most horror fans. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. It's a werewolf movie. Come on. Not all werewolf movies have to be American Werewolf in London to be a good werewolf movie. They don't always have to be that good, you know. Um, there is a werewolf movie. It's a western, a western were a western werewolf movie that I own on DVD. I cannot remember what the thing is called, but it looks pretty good. I haven't seen it yet. Uh, uh, the Howling, I love The Howling. Love The Howling. Classic werewolf movie. Quincy Biddle says, wasn't Anthony Hopkins in a movie called Wolfman back around like in 2010? He could have been. He could have been. It rings a bell. It rings a bell. And yeah. Actually, Hopkins was in a werewolf movie, wasn't he? Um, Quincy Whittle says, thank you for answering my question. No problem whatsoever, Quincy. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Um, but yeah, Hopkins, I haven't seen that, but I think I've heard of it. And the one I was just about to mention is Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers. If you haven't seen Dog Soldiers, that is a werewolf movie to be remembered. Dog Soldiers. British movie. Good movie. Dog Soldiers is probably, I, I don't want to say Dog Soldiers is on a par with American Way of London, but it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. If you haven't seen Dog Soldiers, check it out. Yeah, definitely. Quincy Bill says I will certainly check out Dog Soldiers. You have to see it, man. You gotta see it. If you haven't seen Dog Soldiers and you're into that kind of that stuff, yeah, Dog Soldiers is very, very good. It's funny, the first time I saw Dog Soldiers was I think me and the fam were gonna watch Halloween 2. Uh the original Halloween 2 from 1981. And it's like, oh, this is a good movie. We all love this movie, but we've seen this movie like 100 times. So after about 20 minutes, we turned off Halloween 2 and put on Dog Soldiers, which none of us has seen before, by and large. And wow, it blew me away. Dog Soldiers is really that good. It's really that good. It blew me away. For for me to be happy to turn off a Halloween movie, uh, yeah, it, it's it's got to be good. Uh, do, 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 do. Yeah, I hope you do, Quincy. I hope you do check it out because it's one of Dog Soldiers is one of those movies where even when you're talking about the movie, even if you think about the movie and you haven't seen it in a little while, it's one of them movies that you just want to watch again. It Earlier on, I was talking to a friend about a movie called Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Robert Redford. Indecent Proposal is one of those movies when I talk about it, I just want to watch it again. You probably have movies like that yourself. There are certain movies just thinking about the movie, just talking about the movie makes me want to watch it. Whether I've seen it once, twice, or 150,000 times, just talking about certain movies make me want to watch the movie again. And Dog Soldiers is one of them films. It's, yeah. I mean, as you can see, I got a werewolf on my chest. I got a werewolf on my chest. Quincy Biddle says Jurassic Park and The Shining are movies that are like that for me. Definitely. I mean, it's so weird you say The Shining because, again, I was talking to a friend earlier on. Movie, movie chat, no pun intended. But yeah, The Shining came up, and The Shining was released in 1980, the same year I was born, the same year the same year Richard came onto this godforsaken planet. But yeah, The Shining, oh man, Jurassic Jurassic Park, the first film I ever saw. I was a late bloomer, a late comer to the actual big screen. But the first film I ever saw at the cinema when I was 13 years old, maybe 14, was Jurassic Park. Love that movie. So many memories, man. So many memories. And The Shining, like you say, I mean, wow. I mean, when it comes to a movie like The Shining, that deserves a whole new pre-recorded video on its own. The Shining is so layered, it's so textured. Oh man, I can't even begin on a live stream to, to even begin. To begin, like I say, to tell you how much I love that movie. The Shining is, I want to say, a thinking person's horror, but then we get into this new debate about elevated horror, and I don't want to get into that. Elevated horror basically means psychological horror, and that's what The Shining is. It's not elevated horror, it's a psychological horror. Quincy Bill says, nice. I like that shirt. Thank you very much, Quincy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Quincy follows up with, I was always fascinated by the layout of the hotel. Shining, yeah, and how beautiful the interior of the hotel looked, even though I believe the interior shots were filmed on a set. And then some. Um, yeah, the Overlook Hotel is the Overlook, isn't it? I mean, Stanley Kubrick was a bit of a prick, but a genius, an absolute genius. Stanley Kubrick was genius, but a bit of a prick. So he had, for some reason, I, you had the Overlook Hotel, and then you had a different part of the grounds, yeah, the grounds that was created for the movie. So you had the hotel, and then it's really weird. It's so textured. It's so layered. Like I say, it would take an entire video, a one-off pre-recorded video, to go into all of what Kubrick did with The Shining. And of course, the original Stephen King novel, which was very different. But yeah, I know what you mean though. And the interior, yeah, you're absolutely correct, Quincy. The interior, that I can just, yeah, that I can just say the interior was, I do believe, not inside the hotel, but the outside of the Overlook Hotel. Well, it's very different. I mean, I, I'll tell you what, if you really want to know, I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos about that hotel, about The Shining. The one I would guide you toward would be Grim Life Collective. Grim Life Collective. It's this awesome couple, and they do a lot of that kind of stuff. They visit filming locations. Uh, I think it's Michael and Jessica. Michael and Jessica, and they visit the Halloween set. They visit the Fright Night set. All these filming locations. So I would guide you toward watching Grim Life Collective uh, slash The Shining, because they'll be able to tell you more about it than I can, because they've actually been there. But for me, I would have to watch the movie again. I would have to watch Grim Life Collective's video again. But yeah, you're right. The interior was a soundstage, I believe. Quincy Bell says the whole setting of The Shining, I just love. Me too, man. Me too. They really bring the hotel to life. Shivers. See, I'm actually getting shivers. I'm getting shivers just thinking about that movie. Just thinking about The Shining. And it's not just Nicholson's performance. It it's everything. The Shining is such a layered. It's so many layers. Boom, 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 boom. There's so many layers in The Shining. It's so textured. It The Shining is one of those movies that you in my opinion, The Shining, you can't just throw it on. Oh, I'm gonna watch The Shining. For me, I have to be in the mindset to watch The Shining, and the same goes for The Exorcist, which some people consider the granddaddy of the whole lot. You know, The Exorcist. I can't just sit here one. I'm going to watch The Exorcist. I have to be in a certain mindset to watch certain movies. The Exorcist, The Shining. I have to be there mentally. Because the first time I saw The Exorcist, I was 17 years old. I'm 41 now, so it's a while ago. I was 17 years old. I slept. Slept? No, I didn't. What sleep I did get after watching The Exorcist for the first time was with the lights on. And I was 17 years old. But after watching The Exorcist, I could not watch it with the lights off. Not when I was 17. True story. Quincy Bill says, have you ever seen The Shining miniseries with Steven Weber? I only seen it was back in the day, but I remember liking it. Was closer to the book in some ways. No, I have not seen that, Quincy. I have not seen the Shining miniseries. I haven't seen it. Sorry to get off topic. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. We're all there chatting. We're all there chatting. You ain't got to apologize. Happy to have you here. No, I have not seen that. I haven't even seen. I'm ashamed to say, I haven't even seen The Shining 2. What is it? Doctor I can't even think of what the movie's called. Is Ewan McGregor in it? Doctor Sleep? Doctor Sleep? Something like that. I haven't even seen that. But don't worry about it, Quincy. We're all here. We're all chatting. Yeah. Quincy says, I have never seen it either. Doctor Sleep. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Doctor Sleep. I think Ewan McGregor is in that movie. But I'm in no rush to see it. I'm not saying that because I think it's going to be a shit show of a movie. No. I just does The Shining need a sequel? Nah. In my humble opinion, no. The Shining does not need a sequel. It's funny when you think of American Werewolf in London. A couple of decades later, we had an American Werewolf in Paris. Yeah, what a shit show. Quincy Whittle says, now that you mention it, I do have to make a point to watch that one. I'm scared it might ruin it for me. The Shining, yeah, and Doctor Sleep. Let's see. Quincy follows up with, exactly, I don't believe it really needed a follow up. No, it didn't. I won't lose any sleep if I never get around to seeing it. Same here, Quincy. Same here, man. I don't care about it. If one day I got nothing else to watch, I'm bored. Uh, I'll, yeah, maybe. I'm not gonna go out on my way to watch Doctor Sleep. The only thing that gives me some hope for Doctor Sleep is I think it was written by Stephen King. I stand to be corrected on that, but I do believe Doctor Sleep was written maybe an original novel or a screenplay or both. I think Stephen King did that. If Stephen King had nothing to do with Doctor Sleep, I would have no interest whatsoever, ever. Oh yeah, Quincy, when you say I'm scared it may ruin it for me, like for you, uh, don't let it. Don't let it, man. But if you're that far into The Shining, and who wouldn't be, as fucking classic, but absolute classic. But if you think that could happen, then my advice to you would be don't watch it at all. Never. Ever. You know? That would be my advice, you know? Quincy Bill says, yeah, King wrote the novel. I'm not sure if he was involved with the film. Well, Stephen King being Stephen King, probably not involved in the film. There's only okay. Stephen King is a legend. He's a genius. Could be the greatest horror writer of all time. But you knew there was a but. I do think sometimes Stephen King can be very unappreciative of what the movies do for his bank account. I mean, he does. There's two movies, like I said, The Shawshank Redemption. I think he was on set for that, and The Green Mile. He was on set for that. They're the only two movies that King that I know of. I stand to be corrected. They're the only two. Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. They're the only two that he gives any credit to. That to me, like I said, King is an absolute genius. But how can you not? How with all the money that King has made out of his movie, be it books, novels, novellas, to the screen, he must have made a mint, an absolute fortune. So we're talking about movies. One of my go-to movies is Misery, Stephen King. Salem's Lot. Stephen King did not like Salem's Lot. He hated Salem's Lot. He's never got anything good to say about Christine. These movies made King a lot of money. And I do sometimes think the genius that he is, I sometimes think he's very dismissive, dismissive of what the movies have done for his novels and novellas. It's just the way it's just the way I think, you know. Quincy Bill says, I kind of remember King hating Kubrick's version of The Shining. I don't see how he could feel that way, but it's all in the eye of the beholder. Yeah, and the beholder is Stephen King. I mean, definitely, definitely. Um, in in the novel, I haven't read The Shining all the way through. But in the novel, The Shining, uh, the part played by Shelley Duvall in the movie was this buxom, big-breasted, blonde lady, very independent. Nothing wrong with that. That sounds good to me. But Shelley Duvall in the movie was as you know, completely different. Very mousy, very quiet, and very scared. So yeah, I mean that's a big difference in from the novel to the movie. Yeah, and King King does not, as as we know, King does not like that. It's kind of like Salem's Lot. I mean, Salem's Lot is the movie that we're talking about cryptids, yeah. Salem's Lot is the movie I saw for the first time when I was like 4 years old, maybe even 3 years old, maybe yeah, no, four, maybe yeah, 4, 5, something like that. And I remember, oh, now we're going deep. We're going deep. We're going deep. Uh, it wasn't a great time for our family at the time. And I was sleeping in my bedroom on a couch. On a couch, and yeah, and I there. If I turn one way, I would never get to sleep because, well, it wasn't this couch, by the way, but I couldn't bend my knees up. I couldn't get comfortable. So the only option for me was to turn the other way. And when I turned the other way, I was looking straight at the window. And the shine, sorry, Salem's Lot, Salem's Lot, to to this day, and back then when I had to face it, I had no choice. I had to face the window, falling asleep. When it comes to scary shit at your window, that gets me. It still gets me to this day. To this day, I would I would rather a ghost, a full-bodied apparition standing right there in front of me, right here, then I would, totally honest, I would rather a full-bodied apparition stand there right in front of me than I would see anything like that, anything like that at my bedroom window. I mean, that was a long time ago, and but it sticks with me, man. It sticks with it sticks with me. Shit at windows, I don't do well with, and that's all because of Salem's Lot. And Stephen King was not a fan of the movie. Quincy Bill says Salem's Lot horrified me. Yep. Salem's Lot horrified me when I was a kid. The scene with the vampire at the window uh, still scares me. Yeah. Well, there you go. Quincy follows up with, I definitely understand what you are saying. Yep. I just said all, yep. Just said all that. Yeah. To this day, man. To this day. It, it can be it can be anybody. I mean, it doesn't have to be a vampire. it it can be a friend. It can be a work colleague. Uh, something about someone or something at the window creeps me the hell out, and it is thanks to Salem's Lot that I feel that way. So yeah, shit at the window is I love it, but I hate it at the same time because because it's scary, man. It's scary. It really, it's spooky. I it's Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot did that to me, and it sounds like Salem's Lot did that to you, Quincy. Excuse me. And we're talking vampires, and not just vampires. We're talking uh, children vampires. I mean, wow. I mean that the innocence of a child as a vampire, and oh man, it's just again, it's so layered, it's so textured. It's creepy stuff, man. It's creepy stuff. Quincy Bell says, give me a sec. Excuse me. Quincy Bill says, Children of the Corn. Yep, is one of my favorite movies. And I believe it was based on a Stephen King short story. His list of movies based on these stories is truly unbelievable. Yeah, yep. There are so many. I mean, like I say, one of my go-to movies is Misery with Kathy Bates and James Caan. Absolutely adore that movie, and I can still watch it. uh, Children of the Corn. Wow, that brings back a lot of memories. That brings back memories from when I was very young, probably 7 or 8 years old. 7, 8, maybe. Yeah, probably about 8 years old was the first time I watched Children of the Corn. And it was spooky. It's spooky. It's creepy. It's eerie. It's very eerie. Um, it's not one of my favorites, but it is, as you say, Quincy. It is based on a Stephen King story. Uh, I'm not sure if I've ever read the story, but I know it is. I know it's based on a Stephen King novella. Um, Not a novel. I don't think Children of the Corn was a novel. I think it was a novella, kind of like Stand By Me. You know, I mean, Stand By Me. Well, the original title of King's novella was The Body. The Body. And I know Stand By Me is a classic movie, brilliant actors, Phoenix, and blah, 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 blah. I actually prefer the book. You won't hear me say that a lot. I prefer the novella, the book, to Stand By Me. Um, the Body. Yeah, yeah. I actually prefer the book. It's like when I watch. Sorry, it's like when I read The Mist. That was just a short story too. The Mist. It's like how can a movie like over 2 hours, I think, be a short story? But it was a novella, and I absolutely adored it. I love The Mist, and reading it, I remember afterwards I was like, this is gonna make a great movie. A great movie. I had no idea they were ever gonna do that, but they did, thank God. And well, I mean, The Mist, apart from the terrible CGI in that movie, um, I love The Mist. And the ending, I'm not going to say spoiler, because if you haven't seen it yet, then actually, actually no. Just in case you have not seen The Mist, I'm not going to say the ending. Just in case. I'm not going to. I'm not going to talk about the ending of The Mist, just in case you haven't seen it. But in future videos, I may mention the ending of The Mist. Do, 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 do. Quincy Biddle says it was the first horror I ever remember seeing as a kid. I was born in 1984. Good year, man. 1984. Wow, how many blockbusters came out in 1984? Wow. Yeah. Uh, so I love it more for the sentimental feelings I have for it, more than the quality. But that happens to all of us, man. That happens to all of us. It's sentimental. It's nostalgic. Yeah, that's just the way. Yeah. So you're talking about Children of the Corn, yeah? I mean, I actually don't think Children of the Corn is a bad movie. I just think it's not as good as some of the adaptations. Is that the right word? Adaptations that they went on to do after and before, based on Stephen King stories. But Children of the Corn is not a bad movie. Quincy Biddle says, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, I've seen The Mist. The ending left me with my jaw dropped. Same here. Yeah, uh, they were this close, weren't they? They were this close. Wow. I actually don't remember if the novella by King ended the same way. It probably did, but I do remember reading that and thinking this is going to make a good movie. And yeah, the ending is like, wow, oh my god, they were this close. They were this close. Can love that movie, man. I love that movie, The Mist. I haven't seen it in quite a while. The last time I saw The Mist, the only, yeah, if I'm going to be critical about The Mist, is CGI. I think some of the CGI was pretty suspect. Um, some of the CGI in The Mist was terrible, but the movie is so good, I can overlook that. Quincy Biddle says one of Stephen King's most simple stories he ever wrote. No vampires, no supernatural, just a simple story was Stand By Me, aka The Body. Yeah, I mean, Quincy, like I was just saying, I was talking about The Body. Uh, I prefer, I would have to read it again and see the movie again. But I actually remember reading The Body, loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I saw the movie Stand By Me afterwards. And I remember thinking, I prefer, I prefer the book. And you won't hear me say that very often. But yeah, I actually preferred The Body to the movie Stand By Me. I'm not saying Stand By Me is not a classic or, it is. But I do remember reading the short story, the novella, whatever, and then watching the movie and thinking to myself, the book is better. The book is better. But I would have to read it again, and I would have to go back and watch Stand By Me again. But yeah, Quincy, The Body is a great novel. Novella. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking, yeah, I think every now and then, uh, if I was to one day, one night, I should say, one night, sleep on this sofa, pull the camera towards me, sleep on the sofa, and just call the video a live stream. It will be live. Supernatural goings on, haunted sleep, uh, ghosts I don't see. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That would get some views. Would it not? Because we all know where we are on YouTube. We all know where we are. And if even though some YouTubers claim, oh, I don't know, I'm pretty good, I'm this, that, and the other. Yeah, we all know where we are. If I was asleep on this sofa and just do a live video, and I will be asleep. I'll be asleep. A haunting, the haunted house. I sleep while they haunt. Can you imagine how many views that would get? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Quincy Bill says that would be great. I would certainly watch that. And you would not be alone, Quincy. You would not be alone. Because, I mean, this house, as far as I know, is not haunted. As far as I know. Unless that dog is still hanging around. But just imagine that. Just imagine it's just a guy falling asleep on a sofa. The camera's on. And the camera is kind of like this, yeah? It's weird. It's weird to think that would get so many views. Just to watch a guy fall asleep in a house that's probably not haunted. And if it is, it's haunted by the spirit of a dog. Crazy. YouTube is crazy, man. Quincy Bell says, Quincy, you're a legend, by the way. Quincy Bell says, if you were sleeping and I saw a dog come into view of the camera, I would shh myself. Well, hopefully I'll be asleep. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, that could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying it will happen, but that could happen. Uh, People do this kind of shit, man. I mean, they do. They do. And if you see, I'm not sure how many of you, Quincy, and those of you watching after the fact, are familiar with orbs. Orbs. Now, to me, 99% out of 100, orbs are just dust or the reflection of dust on a camera lens. So if I was to lay here asleep and you see this orb, probably just dust, just a little bit of dust. I'm not a big believer in orbs representing true life, paranormal activity. I don't believe They can, but there are so many variables, I mean, so many. I mean, if you see an orb that's just moving around and it comes into frame and then just disappears, that's dust. But to play devil's advocate, I would say, how am I doing? I would say every now and then an orb can be, very rarely, in my opinion, very rarely, an orb can be a presence of the supernatural, but very rarely. Very rarely. Right. So get myself a drink and I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, it's funny when I went to the fridge to get this can of bud, I saw some bacon. And maybe, I mean, come on. The smell of bacon. If I was to do a video of man cooks bacon sandwich, 20,000 views. I'm not going to do that. Quincy Bill says, were you a fan of the movie 1408? I always thought it was pretty scary. Good for what it was. I've not seen it. I don't think I've 1408. I'm not sure if I've even heard of it, but it's one on the list. It's one on the list. I'll have to look out for that. Yep, pretty scary. Good for what it was. Yep, I'm not sure if I've even heard of that. But yeah, I mean that's sounds like a recommendation. So thank you for that. 1408. There's been a couple of movies, have there not, with just like numbers, and maybe I'm getting confused with something else. So yeah, I could have heard of 1408, but at the moment I'm drawing a blank. I just But thanks, Quincy, for bringing that movie up. It's another one on the list. Quincy says John Cusack is the main character. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I have not seen that at all. No, I mean, like like I say, I'm not even sure I've heard of it, but it's gonna go down on the list, and it's another one I have to see at some point or another. I don't have Netflix, so it won't be on Netflix. I could have Netflix right now, but I'm not really bothered. Um, I'm very much a physical media guy. I like it's like this: The Big Bang Theory on Blu-ray. Um, let's see, I have him around here. Uh, this is what I've been watching recently. Friends on Blu-ray. I'm very much a physical media kind of guy. There's so many movies down there, you know. Quincy Bill says, "Oh, you know what I meant to ask you. I just remembered." Well, this Quincy, you trying to spook me out, man? Well, you know what I meant to ask you. I just remembered. Quincy says, "Whatever happened to the situation with the new TV you got a while back? Wasn't something wrong with it, but they didn't want a refund or something?" Wow, you remember that? Jesus, I'd forgotten about. Well, I've forgotten about that to a certain extent. Wow, you, Jesus, Quincy, you really. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, because that would have been on Movie Chat and More. This is Movie Chat and More Part Two. So thank you so much for being here. Wow. Yeah. Short story. Short of that story. Yeah, it was a broken TV. Over £400. Um, we never sent it back, so we never got our money back. Um, was we stupid doing that? Well, yeah, but that's on me. That's on me. Maybe I could have done more. Yeah, yeah. So that I can't believe you. You remember that, man? That's so cool. Uh, but now we are renting. We are renting a TV. It's 42-inch Samsung, and we have sound bar, which is really good when you're watching, certain kind of movies, like horror. Yeah, sound bar, the sound bar, the Samsung sound bar is fantastic, man. Quincy says, "LOL, I have a good memory. Your memory is better than mine. My long term memory is very good. My short term memory, I haven't got one." Anyway, Quincy says, "Yep, LOL, I have a good memory. Something just reminded me of it for some reason." Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's impressive, man. Thank you. I mean, that was, like I say, that was from Movie Chat and More. This is Movie Chat and More Part Two. Uh, Quincy Bill says, what is a soundbar? Is that like surround sound? Kind of. Let's see the remote over here. Yeah, yeah. Here's the remote for the soundbar. Yeah, so you can have it on like cinema, music. You can adjust the sound. So surround sound, yeah, I think there's an option for surround sound, but it's not surround sound. But I always have it on voice because I do find some of the other options like cinema, music to be a little bit deep, too deep. Uh, so yeah, I keep it on. I keep the sound bar on voice on the voice option, and I take out all the bass. I take out all the treble. Uh, yeah, and it's just basically, man, it's just really is. It's just a bar. It's just a bar, and one one speaker that goes down next to the TV, which creates a lot more bass, which is really cool if you're listening to music and you want to crank it up a bit. The speaker comes in handy. The speaker and the sound bar, if you're listening to music, comes in handy. Quincy says, yep, okay, that's really cool. Yeah, it can be. It can be. It can be annoying as well. If you yeah, up late and you want to watch a movie and it's like 2 a.m., the soundbar and the speaker that come, the big speaker that comes along with it can create a lot of bass, and it's very deep, and everyone can hear it. You don't want it to be that loud. But yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, this is the. It's not going to pick up very well. It's not going to pick up very well on camera, but that's the remote control to the soundbar. I gotta show you. I got. I gotta show you this. This was hidden away, not intentionally. It just got lost for a long time, and I found it. And this used to be in a frame. It. Oh, pardon me. It's not. Let's see that. Kind regards, Brandon Lee. It's not original. It's a copy. It's a copy. It's a print. But this was hidden away in a cupboard somewhere, and I found it, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm bringing this baby out. So now it stands just over there, just below the wrestling poster. Brandon Lee, may he rest in peace. Quincy says, I have 2 movies lined up for tomorrow. Jaw Part 2. Is that Jaws? Jaws Part 2 or Jaw Part 2? And Wrong Turn Part 3. Quincy follows up with, "Oh damn, that is badass." The Crow. Yep, The Crow. One of my favorite movies of all time. Easily in my top 10. Easily in my top 10. Jaws. Jaws 2. Oh, man. Quincy says, geez, I haven't seen that movie in forever. The Crow, yeah? I might have to bump Wrong Turn 3. Yes, please do. Tomorrow and watch The Crow now. Oh, yeah, I mean, Wrong Turn. I love the original. I like the original. I don't love the original, but I like it. I like it a lot. Uh, but yeah, Wrong Turn 2, I was not a fan of. I own the movie, but I don't like it. Apart from that, I know they did 3, 4, 5, and whatever, and now there's a remake or reboot to Wrong Turn, which I have no interest in whatsoever. But the original Wrong Turn, pretty cool. And yeah, Jaws, yeah, Jaws 2 and Wrong Turn Part 3. Stick with Jaws 2 and The Crow. Just my opinion, man. It's just my opinion. Jaws 2 is underrated, in my opinion. I think Jaws 2 is okay. It's not. Jaws 2 is. It's not the masterpiece that Jaws was, but it's still good. It's pretty damn good, you know. I love Jaws 2. I have the T-shirt. I'm gonna have to wear it for a future video. I love Jaws 2. I've never worn. I've worn a Jaws T-shirt for videos back on the movie channel more, which I have. Yeah, that channel's gone. But I've never worn my Jaws 2 T-shirt ever. Not just like for videos. I've never worn it ever. It's a brand new T-shirt. It's the artwork from Jaws 2. The artwork, you know, the VHS, the DVD, Blu-ray, even the shark. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I never worn it. It's still brand spanking new. But I love Jaws. Yeah, Jaws is Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Jaws 2 is underrated, very underrated. But The Crow, man, The Crow. I mean, Quincy, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but if you see the werewolf one over here, over there. Oh, sorry, dude. The Crow. I had that done a few years back now. But I had that done in memory of Brandon Lee and the movie that it was. The classic, the epic, The Crow. Sure if that's picking up. Can you see it? That was for Brandon and the movie. Quincy Bill says all of the Jaws movies did have some really great cover art. Yes, they did. I mean, my personal favorite would be the original from 1975. Um, I do own that T-shirt. Jaws 2, Jaws 3 was when the shark is coming out of the water, and you got the guys and the girls doing their shit in front of the shark, totally oblivious. Um, and Jaws: The Revenge was very similar to Jaws 3. Quincy Bill says, okay, cool stuff, cool stuff. Yeah, yes, I can see it. That is awesome. That is an awesome tribute to Brandon Lee. Thank you, Quincy. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah, that movie. that me. yeah, yeah. That me. The first time I saw The Crow, I was probably 20. 20, 19, 20, 21, something like that. And I enjoyed it. When I went back to watch it again, I was probably about 38, 37, maybe. And I'm like, wow, oh my God, this movie is unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. The cinematography, the sound, Brandon Lee's performance as Eric Draven slash the Crow. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I do own the soundtrack as well to the Crow. Yeah, it's one of those. The Crow is one of those movies, not just because of what happened, not just because of what happened to Brandon Lee. It's one of those movies that it touches me. It. I, I remember going back to work back in the day. Like I said, I was like 37, 38 years old. Probably 37 after watching it again. And I was talking, I could not stop talking about this movie. It's like this movie from 1994. Yes, that one. And I'm like, yeah, I love The Crow. I have it on DVD, I have it on Blu ray. Um, oh, pardon me. Quincy Wills says, yeah, Brandon really was unbelievable in that role. He was. He was the perfect choice and wouldn't be the same if anyone was cast in that role. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, Quincy. They did. I I do own The Crow Part 2, 3, 4. 2 is okay, but like you say, no one's going to play that part like Brandon. No one. But two is worth a watch. But 3 and 4, forget about it, man. If you haven't seen The Crow Salvation and The Crow, I can't remember what it's called, One of them's called Salvation, but 3 and 4 are just not worth it. They're not worth it. But the second one's alright. But it will it will never ever live up to the original Brandon Lee classic, The Crow, ever. Yeah, I mean, another picture I have just over there next to Brandon. Acid indigestion, man. Is this one. This is a still. See that? Creed versus Drago. Oh, we all know how that one ended. Saturday, 31st of August, 1985. At the MGM Grand, Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. I love movie memorabilia, you know? Quincy Bill says, not that I want them to, but I'm surprised they have already tried to reboot The Crow. Like they do everything else these days. Yeah, they do. They do. Um, has The Crow been rebooted yet? I know a few years ago. I mean, love Bradley Cooper. Guys, a really funny dude. Bradley Cooper's a great actor. How many more times are the Oscars and the Academy going to snub him? But there were rumors that Bradley Cooper was going to be Eric Draven. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Don't do that. I'm like, no. Bradley Cooper is, well, for one thing, he's too old. He looks too old to be Eric Draven. Quincy says, you have some cool stuff in your collection. Thank you, Quincy. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you very much. Quincy follows up with, I meant to say, oh, okay, surprised. It hasn't. Yep. The Crow, yep. Surprised it hasn't been a remade yet. Yeah. Oh my God, Bradley Cooper, please no. Yeah. I mean, not now, but this is like 5, 6, 7 years ago. They were talking about rebooting The Crow, and Bradley Cooper was going to be Eric Draven. I'm like, Brad, no. I love Bradley Cooper. Awesome actor. Such a funny dude. The Hangover is one of my favorite movies of all time. But Bradley Cooper is not Eric Draven. That would have been a bad choice. Yeah, I mean, my collection. That's so nice of you to say, man. Yeah, I mean, I I mean, yeah, I mean, give me give me a second, give me a second. I'll be right back. Quincy Bills. Do you think we will get another Friday the 13th? Do you think we will get another? I can't even finish that without laughing, man. Do you think I'll try? Do you think we would get another Friday the 13th movie? Coincidentally, it has been 13 years since the last one. Yeah, 2009. Yeah, 20. My maths is really bad. So this is not you, it's me. My maths is bad. So 2009, 19, 20. Yeah. Yes. At some point or another, this guy is going to come back. Uh, two birds, one stone. Uh, I do believe the legal battle is over now with Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller and all the other elements in that battle. I do believe it's come to an end. Let's open this baby up and show you. The camera is not going to pick this up very well, but hopefully you can see. It's unopened. You see the Jason mask over here. Obviously, it belongs on Jason's head. This is Jason from Jason Part 6. Jason Lives. Friday the 13th Part 6. And this other one that I wanted to show you, Halloween 2. Let's open this one up. See there, Michael Myers from Halloween 2. I think it's funny because we got the Ben Tramer Michael Myers head there. We got the hammer. We got the jack-o'-lantern here that opens up. It's funny you mentioned Friday the 13th, and yeah. Now, hopefully the legal battles are over. And yeah, we will get Friday the 13th again. I don't know what format it's going to be. It could be a movie. I hope it is. Or it could be a Netflix TV show. Who knows? But Quincy says, "Oh, that is okay. Oh, that is awesome. Is that what you got up to grab?" Yep. Quincy follows up with, "I had no idea you were grabbing that." I know it's weird. It's weird. And I brought up Friday the 13th. That is pretty crazy. Yep. Yeah. Quincy Bill says, "I absolutely love that. Thank you, Quincy. Thank you very much. Friday the 13th, Part 6 will always be my favorite Friday." Yep. Yep, this dude right here. Say, yeah, basically says as a child, Tommy Jarvis did what many others died trying to do. He killed Jason Voorhees, the mass murderer who terrorized residents of Crystal Lake. Years later, tormented by the fear that maybe Jason isn't really dead, Tommy and a friend make a fateful trip to Jason's grave. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Quincy says that was a sign from Jason Voorhees to us. Yep. I love part six. Part six is my favorite is part four. The final chapter, part four. But apart from that, I think Friday the 13th, 6, Jason Lives is my favorite, apart from part four. Part six is the introduction of zombie Jason, the unkillable Jason. It's great. I mean, it's another one of them movies for me where just talking about it makes me want to watch it. I'm glad you enjoy the memorabilia. I'm just gonna put that back, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Oh yeah, this is something else I'm quite proud to own. This is another still back. Uh, I think we all know the speech, don't we? Do something you already know. World ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. I don't care how tough you are. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let. Man, ain't nobody. Yeah, you know the rest. Yep. If nobody goes his hard life, but it ain't about how you hit. It's about how you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Know if you know what you're worth, go and get what you're worth. And the rest. Quincy Billows says scene where Jason is standing on top. Yep, standing on top of the flip RV is one of the most iconic scenes. Photos. I agree, and Am I right in saying that was the last shot they did for that movie? I mean, after everything else, all the locations, most of it was shot, I think, in Georgia. But that was the last scene. That was the last shot. Jason standing on top of the RV. Yeah, totally agree. Quincy Bill says you always do. You always do a great Rocky impression. No, I don't. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, but that scene with Jason standing on top of the flip RV, that is iconic. And I do, like I said before, I do think it was the last shot they shot. I mean, Quincy, you can ask me something if you want to, as Rocky Balboa or me as Rocky Balboa, if you want to, because it's now 3:06 a.m. here in the UK, and it's either Rocky impressions or I'm gonna watch a movie and probably fall asleep. So I'm here if you want to ask me something as Rocky. I mean, when I say as Rocky, it's gonna be as Rocky. It's like, what do you think when you first met Adrian? Or you can say, what do you think when you met your best friend? That's as me. But I will do that as Rocky. In the Rocky voice and the Rocky, "Yo," yeah. So you got to tell me. Otherwise, we've been a great chat. Thank you, Quincy, for being here. Conspiracy Trifecta, thank you very much for being here too. Um, and those of you watching after the fact, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, Quincy, I'm gonna leave it up to you, pal. You ask me something as Rocky or in the voice of Rocky. So you're asking me. Quincy Bills. It has been a pleasure chatting. Okay, so uh, the pleasure is all mine, man. It's all mine. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable how someone can just tune in and it's like, well, it's just me, I'm just chatting shit. And someone can come in and make it special. Quincy Bills, hold on one sec. Okay, yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. No, it always amazes me um, how I'm sitting here in my living room and this could be seen by anybody, you know. And when you get some really cool people show up, it makes it really worthwhile. Quincy says, I remember hearing that a movie studio offers Stallone like $1 million back in the day for the Rocky screenplay, but Stallone turned them down and ended up making a fortune off of it. He stuck to his guns, and I respect him for that. Well, yeah, I mean that's basically what happened. Yeah, um, yeah. Stallone, he always says he wrote. Well, people say uh, Stallone wrote Rocky in 3 days after watching the Muhammad Ali versus Chuck Wepner fight. Um, but Stallone is honest, as always. Pardon me. And he says, yeah, I wrote something. I wrote something in 3 days. It wasn't a script, it was something. And he did basically tore this thing around. But what eventually happened is, like you say, Quincy, he did make a, he made quite a lot of money off it. But what what I respect is they wanted someone else to play Rocky Balboa. James Caan was mentioned. They mentioned the guy from Love Story. I can't forget Ryan O'Neal. So you have Ryan O'Neal, we have James Caan, and a few others that I can't remember right now. But Stallone said, if I'm not playing Rocky, then you're not getting my script. And he stuck to his guns. And we're talking about a guy who had about $100 to his name at the time. So, yeah, that's for me, that's a lot to respect. If I'm not playing Rocky, you're not getting my script. And look what happened. Won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Stallone did not win. I'm not even sure if Stallone was nominated for Best Actor, but he should have been, and he should have won it. But yeah, basically, Quincy, what you're saying, yeah, it's very true. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. It's 3:12 a.m. here in the UK. Thank you very much for watching. Quincy, you are a legend. Conspiracy Trifecta. Hopefully you'll stick around longer next time. But yeah, Quincy says I'm going to hit the hay, bro. Me too. I might just fall asleep in front of a movie. It's for the great stream. Thank you so much. And you guys watching after the fact. Don't think I forgot about you, because I haven't. You guys count, man. You guys count. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'll see you all again. Well, hopefully, really soon. Just to end the chat, Quincy says, it really has been a pleasure talking with you. Good night, man. Pleasure is all mine, Quincy. Pleasure is all mine. This has been Movie Chat and More Part 2. I'll see you soon. Take care. Cheers. Bye.